Hello, my name is Kim, and for this reading, we are going to find out what it is that you can look forward to this Virgo season. To find out what it is that you can look forward to this season, please select either section 1, 2, or 3. If you selected section 1, what it is that you can expect this Virgo season is the Queen of Coins in the upright with mature, successful, and practical, along with the 10 of Coins in the upright with inheritance, financial security, and family. So this Virgo season will be one of prosperity. There are financial opportunities rolling in for you this season. I see financial stability as well as you feeling secure in a job, a line of work, profession, occupation, or even a chosen career. Things seem to be faring well for you in the financial department this season. If you are employed by another, your employer may be seeing that the quality of your work or your contribution deserves higher pay or recognition, resulting in you receiving a raise, promotion, bonus, and/or a full-time position. If you are a business owner or self-employed, you can expect for your business to do well or for you to be gaining a lot of profit from your business or line of work. The Queen of Coins makes me think of someone who is an entrepreneur or who is business savvy. So I do see you making business deals this season or being pretty busy because things are picking up at work, or you are getting very important deals, or you are overseeing very important, profitable projects. You could be setting up a lot of business appointments this Virgo season, meeting up with potential business partners, collaborators, or people who are interested to sponsor you or invest in your business, or who are eager for you to be the image of their business. If you are an influencer or you do have a public image, you could be getting quite a few emails or calls from companies who might be reaching out to you to offer you or send your way PR packages, promotional gifts. So Virgo season seems to be a time in which there is a lot of potential for growth, to grow your business, grow your image, possibly even your status. So leveling up in terms to your financial status or in terms to your recognition. There is potential for publicity as well. You gaining recognition or garnering a lot of attention. So there could be a lot of positive exposure this season as well. But as mentioned previously, I do see a lot of you signing deals or getting deal offers. Money is definitely coming in, and some of you could have more than one source of income. And if that is the case, I do see money coming in these various sources of income. So you're profiting from more than one thing. You're doing well. And for those of you who are married or who have a family, you could even be a single parent. I do see you feeling quite secure and quite content and relaxed in the knowing that you are able to provide for your loved ones, or you have reached a point in your life and your financial situation where you feel secure and there is no worry about resources, about money, or being in lack, because there is enough to pay the bills, pay for basic necessities, as well as for extravagances or luxuries. There's this feeling of, after paying the bills, the groceries, and what is needed, the necessities, there is money to spare for play, for fun, for joy, to treat yourself or to treat your loved ones. If you are currently in a committed partnership and you yourself are unemployed but your partner is employed or works, I see things faring very well for your partner. And if it is the case that both of you work, things are faring very well for both of you. And Virgo season seems to be a time in which you yourself will be feeling quite organized, quite put together. You might feel like you have all your ducks in a row. You don't feel rushed. You don't feel pressured. You feel like you're right on schedule. You're keeping up with the pace of things and it doesn't feel difficult, or you're not struggling to do so. For those of you who are grandparents, I do see you visiting your grandchildren and spending time with them. You could be going out with them and creating very beautiful memories with them. And for whatever reason, I keep seeing in my mind's eye an amusement park. So you could be going to an amusement park with your loved ones, with your children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, or even younger siblings if you do have any. I also see some of you possibly investing in a property. It could be in renovating it, upkeeping it, maintenance, but I do see you investing in something that you own or something that you are planning for it to be long term, possibly something that you might even be planning for it to be passed down to future generations, to be an inheritance. But for a lot of you, I do feel like you might be investing in your home or in a space that you're planning to reside in, spend time in, or live in. It could also be a space that you are planning to sell at some point. So you could be doing something like flipping a house, for example, or a space, a property. But it seems like you're quite business and money savvy, or if not, this season you could feel inspired to learn more about investing or learn more about how to make financial returns, how to properly manage your finances. Because like I said, I do see you being pretty organized this season. And so if you feel like you're lacking organization or structure, then this season you could be getting down to it, feeling inspired to work on that, become more structured, get organized, or find methods that will help with making it easier to get and stay organized, be consistent. Because with the Queen of Coins and the Ten of Coins, I am seeing a lot of consistency. And I feel like this Virgo season, you are taking a moment to give yourself a pat on the back, to congratulate yourself. I see you feeling quite proud of yourself because it seems for a lot of you that you have come a long way, that you have grown, matured so much. And I feel with the Queen of Coins that you have found your rhythm, you have found your style, what works for you. There is this feeling with both of these cards of settling down or feeling settled. What is coming to mind is someone thinking to themselves, it took me a while to find out what works for me or what my best approach to work is, yet it feels like I have found it. Like I'm already there. I'm right where I at some point strive to be, or I'm in a place where I at some point only dreamed of ever being or hoped for. But I'm here. I'm already there. So some of you could be feeling that. And with this word successful, that's exactly what I'm picking up on. You feeling quite proud because you are seeing or really feeling that you have succeeded in something, or it's because you yourself are feeling quite successful. And remember, successful, it can mean various different things to different people. So this would be your idea of success. But for a lot of you, I am seeing success in terms to business, career, in terms to finances, and even in terms to stability, feeling stable. And the Ten of Coins does speak of a happy family, a healthy family, or home environment. So in terms to your home living situation, things are looking pretty good. I see you feeling quite content with where you live. I feel like a lot of you have created a space that you feel quite proud of to show off, to invite people over, to spend time in with loved ones and create beautiful memories. Or it could simply be a space that you feel quite safe and quite comfortable in, one that you are eager to get back to settle down in as well. There is this feeling of settling down. I feel I already mentioned that, but a lot of you could feel like, yes, you have found maybe your forever home, or you have found a place in which you truly feel at home in, and in which you do see yourself spending the rest of your life in, or just a good portion of your life in. It could even be a place, a space that you feel like, yes, this is perfect to start the next chapter of my life, or to start a family in. I keep thinking of a residence for whatever reason. So yeah, a lot of you could be decorating your space or reorganizing. I was going to say declutter, and that could be the case for a lot of you, but because we do have the Queen of Coins and the Ten of Coins, what is coming through more strongly is acquiring more possessions. So a lot of you could be doing some updates as well of furniture, appliances, accessories as well, because I also see something like upgrading your wardrobe. What else is coming through is like changing the decor based on the seasons or the holidays. So because we are nearing oh my God, I can't pronounce it. Halloween season or autumn season, then the example that is coming to mind is someone who really loves Halloween, and so they are already decorating their space to fit that Halloween theme. Or someone who really loves autumn, they could be already decorating their space to fit that theme of the season. And though I'm getting a little bit of splurging going on because we do have the Queen of Coins, I still see you being quite practical and reasonable when it comes to your investments. So you might be splurging a bit, but I don't see you being reckless with your money. So if you're choosing to splurge on an experience, it is because you know that it's worth it. It is going to create beautiful memories, or it's a gift possibly to someone, or a gift to yourself. So rather than spending recklessly, as mentioned, I feel like you're investing. So this lets me know that it's not paining you, it's not hurting you to let go of the money, to let go of the resources, because it is giving back to you in some way. The Ten of Coins is making me think of a financial return. So this could be in the joy you get out of these investments. That could be your return. Yet I also see an actual financial return. So if you are investing or have been investing, I feel like you're quite happy, you're quite pleased with where you are, because you are seeing a return of these investments. You are seeing financial profit from it, which is good. Because it seems like as soon as money goes out, money comes in, and it's double what you put out. Yeah, so I just want to say you guys are doing pretty good. Oh, you will be doing pretty well. And all I can say with these two cards is that you are improving. You keep on improving, and you will keep on improving. And I feel with the Queen of Coins, this desire to help, to provide, will be awakening in you. And if you are feeling financially secure, or you are reaching a point of financial stability and financial independence as well, that's especially what I'm sensing with the Queen of Coins, is that you might already be doing this, but if not, it could be that in Virgo season, you might start planning to donate, or maybe start a nonprofit, or you could feel this desire to volunteer, to move in the direction of philanthropy. And the expression joint accounts came to mind. So some of you could have a joint account with another, but because I did mention financial independence, what came through in specific is that you guys do have your own savings. I feel like that's very important, or that's something that this Virgo season you're going to find to be quite important, or something that you might feel inclined to look more into, to have your own savings, to have your own account. So you may have a joint account with another, but you might choose to create an account that is only yours, to have your own money. Again, it's making me think of financial independence, becoming more financially independent. And for those of you who are aunts, uncles, or you soon will be, some of you could be finding out this Virgo season, or pretty soon, that you are about to become an aunt or an uncle. Yeah, I see you. What's it called? It's not coddling. Coddling. What's the word? Spoiling. I do see you spoiling your nephews or nieces. You're coming through as being the favorite aunt or uncle because you either never say no to having a good time, or you are someone who because you can, you tend to spoil your loved ones. And that could be your love language, like gift giving or attentiveness, consideration, knowing exactly what others like and offering that when you can. And of course, this is because you want to, not so much because you feel obliged to do so. Because I do see you getting a lot of joy and satisfaction from being able to provide, or being able to be there for others, or being able to create opportunities for beautiful experiences, or to create beautiful memories, core memories more specifically. Also, some of you may be receiving a lot of support, especially financial support from a parental figure, a mother figure, or someone who you see as a mother figure. This is beautiful. And both of these cards are associated with the element of earth. So, earth signs, that will be Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. And interesting because we are entering Virgo season. So, this is a time of abundance for you guys, stability, security, financial freedom. This is a time in which you yourself are feeling quite content, and I wanted to say confident, and that could be the case, but more specifically, I feel like you're feeling quite pleased, quite proud of yourself, quite good. I see this season being a very relaxed one. Yeah, you might be pretty busy because things are pretty busy at work or with your business if you do have one, or with whatever it is that you're doing in terms to career occupation. Because like if you guys offer services, I do see you being pretty booked, or this could even be something like if you do offer services, you have reached a point in your career, in your profession, where you have made a name for yourself. And so you have your clientele, you have a lot of returning customers, and you might not need to book so many appointments in order to keep your business going or to profit from it. You could book a few appointments and make a lot of profit from it, keep your business afloat, and have to spare. So this could be where you're reaching a point in which you can ask a fair price for your work or for your services because people see that it's worth the price. So some of you could even be, but I don't really feel that to be the case for a lot of you. I feel like if this is the case, you have recently done this, or you have already done this, which is like raise your prices or offer new services, like in a way revamp your business or your product line where maybe you're offering more, or what you're offering is more in detail or of higher quality, and that allows for you to ask a fair price for it, a reasonable price for it, one that equates what you are offering, and people are okay with it. Like people are happy to pay for this because they know it's of quality, it's of value. So this is making me think of like quality over quantity. So an example that is coming to mind is of someone who has a YouTube channel, and they might not feel obligated or feel pressure to more like post a video every 2 days. They could post every week or every 2 weeks, and it's fine because they now have an audience that knows their schedule, is comfortable with their schedule, or knows that it doesn't matter the interval of time between when the last video was up to when a new video gets posted, because they know that whatever does end up getting posted is going to be of quality. It's going to be enough to satiate that need for new content. So it could be a situation in which someone's video's content is so good that you could just go back and rewatch it and it's fine. So some of you could even have like a passive income. And I do see that being the case for a lot of you, because I did mention that this could also be a situation in which you have more than one source of income. And if that is the case, feel like one or more of these sources of income is passive income. And I see you profiting from that. So going back to the example of YouTube, this could be a situation in which if someone does have a YouTube channel, videos that they posted like 2-3 years ago, people are engaging with them and it's making profit, or it's bringing more attention, recognition, positive exposure to the channel itself. And, that helps the channel grow. That helps for your name or the name of your channel, your content to get out there more. Oh, so beautiful. This is a beautiful, beautiful energy. It feels very healthy. I am sensing healthiness as well from these two cards. So in terms of your health, physical health, it seems like things are going pretty well as your mental health. Yeah, and the number 10 makes me think of endings, completion. So if you have been working on a project, I do see you completing it sometime in Virgo season or wrapping something up, like wrapping it up. Some of you could even be attending like a wrap up party. And I see you being pretty content, pretty pleased, pretty proud of the results. Yeah, and this project could be the very thing and that will allow for you to experience or see a financial return. So yeah, I see the outcomes being pretty successful or you deeming the outcome, the result as a successful one. Yeah, and the Queen of Coins makes me think of a mother or someone who gives off a very motherly vibe. And the 10 of Coins makes me think of a safe space, family, home, someone that you, when you're with them, you feel at home. And so if you currently do not live with family or anyone who you deem to be family, anyone who you associate with home, then this season, I see you visiting them or spending time with them or possibly even reminiscing about them. Yeah, or they could be visiting you, but I do see you spending time with someone who reminds you of home or you associate with home. And I am also seeing a lot of gratitude. You practicing gratitude. Some of you could be starting a gratitude journal, or if you already have one, I see you being quite consistent with your gratitude journal this Virgo season. Some of you could even be doing something like manifesting, practicing the law of attraction. I'm seeing journaling a lot, like writing down your goals, your dreams, and making plans for them, but also through writing them, it seems like you're kind of reprogramming your mind or planting seeds in your subconscious of abundance, of accomplishment, of success, of you living your dream life or you cementing in your mind, in your subconscious, that what you want is possible for you and that it has already manifested in some foreseeable future. So all you have to do is just walk in the direction of your end goal. Kind of in a way already embody the energy that you wish to fully experience or live the life that you're aiming to live and or experience. Yeah, and I just thought of music, and more specifically, I thought of jazz music. So if you love jazz, you could be going to an event, a concert, a live performance, or if you have a favorite jazz musician or band, you could be seeing them perform live sometime during Virgo season. Or this Virgo season, you might take an interest alike to jazz music. Or if you know of someone who loves jazz and this is someone that you adore spending time with, then this is the person that you might be spending time with or creating beautiful core memories with them this Virgo season. Yet, speaking about music, this doesn't have to be specifically jazz. It could be any other genre of music. So in general, you just might be attending some kind of music event, seeing a musician, artist perform live. Some of you could even be purchasing an instrument or acquiring one this season, maybe taking music lessons or picking up an instrument that you haven't played in a while if you do play any specific instrument or instruments. Yeah, I see you treating yourself this month and treating loved ones as well, or being treated by a loved one. Yes, but these are all the messages that are coming through for you guys. So I'm just going to show you the cards one more time. If looking at these cards, any messages come to mind, yeah, take those into consideration as well, because that could be you channeling messages for yourself. Okay, but these are all the messages I am seeing for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought you some guidance, some clarity. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. And if you are new to this channel and you want to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is in my website, and the link to my website can be found in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching until the very end. And before I sign off, I want to give a thanks to Spirit who assisted me with delivering these messages to you. I'm wishing you and your loved ones a wonderful Virgo season, and until the next moment, bye-bye. If you chose section 2, what you can look forward to this Virgo season is the 10 of Swords in the upright with traumatic events, playing the victim, and immense pain. So the number 10 in and of itself indicates endings, completion, and closure. So this Virgo season will be a time of healing, will be a time of tying loose ends and wrapping things up. So you are clearing way in order to prepare for or welcome a new beginning into your life. And this beginning might not be occurring this Virgo season. It could be. Remember, energy is fluid and malleable. So when it comes to timing, things are never certain because energy can change and shift at any given moment in accordance with our actions, decisions, and even way of thinking. So what seems like might be occurring at a later time could be occurring sooner. What seems like could be occurring sooner could be pushed back. It all depends. So currently, based on the current energy, I am sensing that this Virgo season, it's more about cleansing, clearing, making space for what is coming next, for this new beginning. So it is advised and suggested to give yourself the time, the grace, and the patience to process anything that is coming up or resurfacing this Virgo season. And because this is sword energy, which has to do with the mind, thoughts, and communication, you may find yourself recalling past events that you haven't thought of in a while, or that at some point you found them to be quite, and I tend to be careful with this word because I don't like to use it just because, yet it is what is coming through, which is that they could have been quite triggering. And the reason why these thoughts are coming up is because there is something about them or something pertaining to them that you have yet to address or to fully process. Because these swords here, they're making me think of thorns or of a splinter more like. And what is coming to mind is someone who got a lot of splinters at some point and they thought they had gotten them all out, but they left one unattended. And for the longest time, the splinter didn't bother them, but now it's bothering them. And this is a good thing. It's not a bad thing because this letting the person know that, hey, you indeed missed a splinter. And if you don't take it out, then it could start to fester or it's going to become more bothersome. So rather take it out now, rather sooner than later. So let's attend to this now. So that could be the case for some of you in which something might be brought to your attention more like, so that you can address it, so that you can work through it, process it, and clear it. That way you don't have to carry it into or carry it over into this next chapter of your life. Because what is coming through is whatever this may be for you, and it could be more than one thing, you don't have to put up with it anymore. It's not necessary for you to relive it at some later point in your future. It's not needed anymore. You can let go of it. Because whatever it is that you are about to experience next, it will have nothing to do with this. When things surface up, things that we thought we put in the past, or things that maybe we thought we addressed, but in actuality, all we did was sweep it under the rug, shove it in a closet, or just numb ourselves to it. When they resurface, it's not to hold us back. It's not to prevent us from feeling happiness or being happy, or it's not even a sign of regression per se. It's simply because we are stepping into something new. So you can think of it as oil and water, right? Whatever is resurfacing, it's oil. And whatever you're stepping into, it's water. And so, as we know, oil and water, they don't mix. And so, if you were to bring this over onto this water phase, let's say, then there will be a discrepancy. Things might not feel completely stable or right. There's going to be some discomfort. And so, to prevent from this happening, the oil needs to be cleansed, needs to be removed. It's now making me think of like oil cleansing, facial wise. Yeah, so I don't know. I know that's very random, but some of you could be like focusing more on your skincare or taking better care of your skin, investing a little bit, not necessarily money in it by buying expensive products, but it could just be investing a little bit more time, like taking a little bit more time with taking care of your skin, personal hygiene and stuff like that. Yeah, but like what is coming through is that the energy is changing. And so when the energy changes, it rejects and pushes out, kind of like spits out anything that does not match its frequency. And so that's when things resurface. They have to, because the new energy is pushing it out. Think of it as a cleansing or a purging, right? The intention is to heal, to feel healthier. And so what the cleansing, the detox is going to do is purge out anything that prevents that healthy glow or feeling healthy or being at your most optimal health. So this Virgo season, you could very well be going through some kind of emotional or mental detox, purge, cleansing. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. The Ten of Swords can be a very uncomfortable time. It does ask of us to go through a little bit of discomfort, to face things that maybe we have been avoiding, or even allow ourselves to heal. Because what else is coming through with the Ten of Swords is an example of there's a wound, and before putting a band-aid on it, we do need to cleanse it. And that part of cleansing the wound might not be so comfortable, it might hurt, but it is necessary in order to prevent infection, in order to assure that the wound heals well. And so the Ten of Swords is making me think of that. It's like you're cleansing the wounds. And that in itself, it's going to feel quite raw, and it might not be very comfortable, yet it is necessary. And the advice here, the suggestion is to not resist this. Because I'm also thinking of like a child who is kicking and screaming because they don't want to take the medicine that will allow them to feel better, because the medicine just doesn't taste good. And so the kicking and screaming might just prolongate this suffering, this discomfort of the inevitable, which is taking that medicine that doesn't taste good. Yet if we're able to get past that and get through that sooner rather than later, then we are able to get faster to that point of relief, of feeling better. So now I'm thinking of a dark tunnel. You have to go through this dark tunnel in order to get to the other side of the road, in order to keep on moving forward. So I feel like this is you passing through that dark tunnel this Virgo season. And with the Ten of Swords, I do actually want to pull out this card that was left here midway. I'm being really drawn to it. So I'm going to also take this card as well. Yeah, we have the Fool in the upright with innocence, new beginnings, and leap of faith. Okay, so this pretty much confirms what was coming through. The Fool card is literally the first card, not the number one card, but the first card in the tarot, in the deck. And the Fool is the number 0. So the Fool does speak of new beginnings, but the beautiful thing about the Fool is that it's the before the beginning. The Fool is a blank slate. It's starting anew, starting afresh. Everything that was before is cleansed. It's cleared out. You have a blank page before you. You have a blank canvas, and you can do with it, create on it whatever it is that you please, whatever calls to you in the moment. So this Virgo season, it's, as mentioned previously, a time of endings, a time of closure, like closing old chapters of your life, cleansing, purging, because what you're giving way to is this energy of the Fool. And the Fool makes me think of relief. We literally have someone here dancing and skipping on the road with a flower in their hand. So there is healing. There will be healing. And some of you could be choosing to work with a specialist or work with another who you feel safe with, who gives you a new perspective on things, that allows for you to think of things or past situations objectively, or allows for there to be more compassion or forgiveness. So some of you could be working with a therapist, for example, or if you have been going to therapy, I do see you staying consistent with it and this benefiting you a lot. Or some of you could be choosing to resume therapy, or some kind of counseling perhaps, or it could even be something that you're doing on your own. So this wouldn't be exactly like a coping mechanism, but something that helps you to ground, be present, that helps you to self-soothe. So for some of you, that could be journaling. For others of you, that could be meditation, or it could be something like somatic therapy just came to mind, breath work. It could be anything like an exercise or some form of therapy that you found really helps you. It could even be something like visualization, but the Fool is also making me think of creative expression. So some of you could be finding that you are able to really process very heavy emotions or work through certain things via a creative art form, having a creative outlet perhaps. For some, that could be dancing, singing, or fashion as well. But with the Fool, I am seeing you feeling renewed. And there's something about identity. So if at this moment you feel a bit confused in terms to your identity or how you identify as, or in terms to your person, your personality, maybe you're a bit confused as to what you want, what feels right to you. You feel a little bit disconnected from your physical body, from your intuition, your inner knowing. I feel like you will be working through that, or it could be that there is this disconnection because there are some unresolved trauma, or there is some mental blockages, maybe like subconscious beliefs or programmings that are not allowing for you to feel safe enough in yourself, in your body, to accept certain things about yourself. There could be a lot of shame involved in this situation. Shame could be something that might be blocking you. And if that is the case, I see you working through that. But with the Ten of Swords, this predominantly it's making me think of something having to do with the mind, like beliefs, thought patterns, that I do see you working through, addressing, like getting to the core of it and addressing it. Unraveling mental knots is how it's coming through, making sense of your thought patterns, thought process, seeing if you have maybe a black and white mentality, or if your mind tends to catastrophize things and that results in pessimism or discouragement, or it really affects your emotional well-being, like really addressing those kind of things and then seeing what you can do to work through it to better it. And I do see you finding ways, finding techniques, finding methods that help you, that serve you, and that allow for you to be more in management of yourself. Because the Fool makes me think of someone who is getting a new perspective on things, has a new outlook on life. What used to feel very difficult or unmanageable or impossible no longer does. So yes, you could still be working through some things in your future, yet it seems like you have a more positive outlook on it. Like you're working, you're healing, but with a more positive outlook. Because I feel like with the Ten of Swords at this moment, there could be a little bit more pessimism going on, or you might find it a little bit difficult to envision a future that is this lighthearted. You might find it a bit difficult to hope for things or to be optimistic about certain things. But I feel like as you work through what it is that you need to work through, you're going to find that it's easier for you to envision a brighter future, or for you to feel comfortable with feeling at ease with where you are, feeling at ease with yourself, feeling at ease with happiness, with peace. Because when we are dealing with trauma, sometimes it can feel unnerving, or it's unnerving to the body to experience peace. I know that sounds a little bizarre, but the body can get so used to being on alert that being at peace feels quite weird and uncomfortable. And it makes it a little bit more difficult to just surrender to the peaceful energy, to safety, notions of safety, feeling secure. So I feel like if that resonates with you, or if that is something that you're currently experiencing, you will be working through that, especially this Virgo season. So I do see you experiencing breakthrough in terms to like your mental health, mental well-being, clearing mental blockages, having the opportunity to reprogram certain beliefs, certain ideas and notions that haven't been serving you, to ones which are more healthy, more conducive to your overall health, well-being, and personal growth. And if it happens to be the case that you do experience a disappointment, or something doesn't work out as you expected, I do see you giving yourself a moment to process this, to grieve, to mourn perhaps, experience whatever emotions naturally come up for you. Yet, once you do, I do see you getting back up. And the Fool is letting me know that whatever you feel after this disappointment, this letdown, it's going to be temporary. it's going to be temporary. So in the moment, it might feel like this will last forever, or that there's no silver lining, things aren't going to get better. Yet the Fool is letting you know that there is a new beginning. Things will get better. There is a silver lining, and that whatever you were experiencing or whatever felt like it was going to be eternal was only temporary. It was a storm that was bound to pass, and it will pass. And you will be able to experience the warmth, the light of the sun once again. And the Fool can speak of like new opportunities, or roads that you thought were closed opening up, or you finding a new path, a new road that is way more fulfilling, way more in alignment with you, that is easier to walk on or get through. So things will be looking up. Things will be looking up. It's just a matter of you remembering this, reminding yourself that this is temporary, that it's okay. It's not pleasant. It's not pleasant to experience sad or upsetting moments, but it's okay for you to feel through your emotions, knowing that this isn't going to last forever. It doesn't have to last forever, and it will not last forever, and that happy days are coming. Like I said, I feel like this Virgo season is more about cleansing, healing, and so forth. But a lot of you could also be, as you're doing this healing work, enjoying yourself or taking pleasure in the small things and the little things, like romanticizing certain experiences. For example, when you set dinner for yourself, you could be creating a very nice romantic ambience, so that eating dinner will be more of an experience when you're going out for a walk, really enjoying these walks, taking in every detail, focusing more on that which naturally, organically brings you joy. Like if you're someone who really takes pleasure in seeing flowers, smelling them, you could be choosing routes where you know there's a lot of wildflowers or flowers, and you could be taking your time looking at them, observing them, smelling them, taking pictures of them, and so forth. If you have animal companions and you really love spending time with your animal companions, I see you making time to spend with them, or the time that you are spending with them, you're really milking it. Or if you just love animals, you could be getting out of your way to visit places in which there are a lot of animals, so you could spend time with them as well. I see a lot of you also spending time in terms to your wardrobe. You're dressing for you. You're not dressing for others. I mean, if that brings you joy, if that doesn't create pressure, and it just simply brings you joy, to maybe dress for others, or to dress in a way that might bring a smile to someone else's face, then you could be doing that. But I feel with the Fool, you're more so dressing for you, finding your own sense of style, or you could be exploring in terms to that. Because I feel like a lot of you are doing exercises that allow for you to explore, to experiment, so that you can get a better understanding of what your likes and your dislikes are. So you're allowing yourself some freedom this Virgo season, which is interesting because Virgo season makes me think a lot of structure. And with the Fool card, that's the complete opposite. The Fool card is very free, very expressive, experimental. And I feel that is what you're allowing yourself, or becoming more comfortable with, being experimental, not being too harsh on yourself, being a bit more lenient. Also, maybe taking your mind off of other people, what they think, how they perceive you, and focusing more on just how you feel in your body. Like if I wear this t-shirt, if I wear this skirt with this sweater or jacket, how does it make me, without me looking in the mirror, without me taking a picture of myself and then looking at it, without me asking anybody else, how do I feel by simply being in these clothes? Do I feel good? Do I feel happy? Okay, if I do, then that's what matters. I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna wear it for the day, even if I don't go out, or I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna wear it out, and it's gonna be okay. And I feel like you doing these things and noticing that it's okay, like nothing really bad happens, gonna reassure you and let you know that it's okay to try more of this. Because what I'm mostly seeing with the Fool card is you giving yourself permission to do the things that bring you joy. Yeah, so some of you could be changing your style. Some of you could even be getting like a haircut. And I want to be clear that this is not something where you're feeling down and you go get a haircut in hopes that that will change everything or make everything better. Like not as a coping mechanism, let's say. So in other words, it's not like an impulsive thing, like not in the kind of in a moment thing, but something more like you have built your way up to this point where maybe you build up the courage to dye your hair because you always wanted to, or cut your hair in a certain way, or go back to your natural hair color. Yeah, and I don't know why, but what is coming through with the Fool card is that this season, I don't see you focusing on price of things, like placing value on things based on their monetary worth or on their popularity, whether they're trending or not. Instead, you're placing value on things based on how they make you feel, whether you find them pretty, regardless of how much it's worth, whether it's popular, trendy, if it's part of a brand or a popular brand or something like that. It's more so looking at something and seeing, wow, when I first looked at it, it brought a smile to my face. I felt really giddy about it. It brings me happiness. And so it's a value. It's a value to me because of that. And I do see a lot of you guys taking pleasure in the little things and working with what you have. So again, it's making me think of money and spending habits. So this season, you might not be spending so much, even though you might be maybe purchasing quite a few things or acquiring a few things, you're not spending a lot. So a lot of you could be thrifting, could be making exchanges with friends, like exchanging clothing or going to flea markets, though flea markets nowadays, they tend to be a bit expensive sometimes, but or you could be rummaging through your space and bringing out old items, revamping them, upcycling them, and taking pleasure in that. Like seeing value in the old or in like used items, or feeling like what you have is enough. You're finding joy in what you already have. That's what I'm seeing with the Fool. Yeah, so this is a time in which you might feel called to take it slow, to give yourself patience, to give yourself grace. You're recovering. Some of you could actually be recovering from something. Yes, but I'm just going to give you a close-up of both of these two cards, and if you feel called to, just take some time to like meditate on them, see what comes up for you, and whatever comes up for you, let it be, or take it into consideration, because that could be you channeling a message for you at this moment. Okay? But these are all the messages I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought some guidance, some clarity. If it did, then please leave a like or comment. And if you are new to this channel and you want to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is in my website, and the link to my website can be found in the description box down below. Before I sign off, I want to give a thanks to Spirit, who assisted me with delivering these messages to you. And I'm wishing you and your loved ones a wonderful Virgo season. And until the next moment, bye-bye. If you selected section 3, what you can look forward to this Virgo season is... Wait. Oh, yeah. Let's see. The 3 of Coins in the reverse, with the message not on the same page, lacking skill, and unmotivated. Okay. So this Virgo season, some of you could be going back to school. You could be resuming a class or a course. Or if you are currently attending school, you are in the middle of classes, courses. This Virgo season, you could be studying or learning about a topic that is not really to your liking. The 3 of Coins is making me think of someone who's not as engaged. So you could find yourself spacing out or daydreaming quite a bit this Virgo season. And because the 3 of Coins can speak about collaborations, teamwork, some of you, whether you are a student or not, you could be working with others, working in a team, or just working alongside someone. This is even making me think of like a student, a teacher, a student, a tutor, a student, a counselor, patient, and a provider, or a client and the one providing the service. And I just, giving all those different examples, I just lost my train of thought. But if you do end up working alongside someone or needing to, brainstorm with another, this Virgo season, you might find that you don't really meet eye to eye with this person. So you could have very different ideas or visions as to what it is that you want to create or do. You might be thinking, why is this something to look forward to? Well, what is coming through with the 3 of Coins is that this is going to be a perfect opportunity to, in a way, I don't know how some of you might take this, but get out of your comfort zone, as well as to brainstorm, to kind of expand your mind, or maybe expand your vision of something. The Three of Coins makes me think of reviewing, revising, and makes me think possibly of revamping something. Yeah, there could be a clash of opinions, and this might present itself as a challenge, but remember, challenges, they aren't always a bad thing, because when we are challenged, that could be a perfect opportunity to grow. And usually that is when one experiences major breakthroughs. And so there could be a perfect opportunity to experience some kind of major breakthrough this Virgo season. Yet, the Three of Coins does ask for one's participation. So this season, some of you could be finding out whether stubbornness, inflexibility is keeping you or something that you're working on or participating in, being a part of, from growing and expanding, bettering, and or improving. For others of you, I feel like this is a perfect time to practice communication, practice speaking up, and advocating for your dreams, for your vision. So if you are someone who tends to be quite shy and reserved or passive, your vision for something could be challenged this month, and it will be up to you to advocate for it, to stand up for it, to even promote something perhaps. Yeah, and this experience might help with you feeling more comfortable with expressing yourself, voicing your opinions. Also might even give you an opportunity to feel a little bit more involved in something that you're doing, or give you more of a voice, is how it's coming through. Yeah, so it could be that by you speaking up or sharing your ideas, you could be taking into consideration for a very important role, or you could find yourself taking some kind of leadership role in a project. Because what is coming through with the Three of Coins is that even if there is clashing with another, it is through this clashing that both of you will grow. Both of you will make adjustments, or each of you, or how many people are involved, where adjustments are needed. So it's making me think of when someone has been doing the same thing for the longest time, and maybe what they are doing has worked in the past, but because times have changed, it no longer works or has the same effect as it once did. Yet the people around them don't let this person know that. Don't give them that kind of feedback. It's making me think of like when a parent is a little afraid or doesn't know how to comment on their child's work, because we do have someone painting here, and we do have this person kind of like observing or assessing, evaluating the painting. And so it's making me think of someone who might have more experience than the other, like an apprentice and a master. And the master wants the apprentice to have freedom in their expression, feel free to express themselves, find their own techniques, find their own ways. Yet they do have some feedback that they know could help their apprentice grow and better in their skill. But instead of giving this feedback, they hesitate, because either they fear being honest with them. And remember, honest doesn't have to mean that one needs to be cruel with their honesty. One can be honest while being considerate of another's emotions, feelings, or just being respectful or civilized. Yeah, what is coming through here, it's making me think of someone who doesn't want to hurt another's feelings or wants to come off as mean. And so instead of just being honest or giving honest feedback, more like, they pat the person on the back and encourage them. Like, yes, you're doing great. Keep going at it. And so that doesn't really allow or give room for growth. Or this could be a situation in which someone is not really open to feedback. It's not really open to change. And so that in itself is blocking growth or not allowing for any growth. And so I feel like what is happening this Virgo season is that either you will be facing or being placed in a situation where you have to work with someone who is not afraid to be open and honest with their feedback, who maybe has, like I said, a different perspective than you. And so they will open your eyes to things that you haven't been open to or seen in the past. And this will allow or give room for growth or change. And it could be the other way around, where maybe you're the one coming into someone else's life to do that. Or this could be like a mutual thing where you're challenging someone or you're getting someone to think or see their work objectively, and someone else is doing the same for you. Yeah, because this expression, lacking skill, where was it? No, right here. Lacking skill really stood out to me. And I'm thinking of someone who maybe they're working on something, but it hasn't taken off, or it isn't doing well. Or I'm thinking of a student who is trying to learn something, but they're just having difficulty learning it. It just doesn't stick. And they could be wondering why, but they haven't considered that maybe it's their approach, maybe their studying methods that isn't really helping them, or they have trouble seeing where adjustments are needed or what could be improved upon. And that is making it difficult for this to take off, or for them to get better at, feel comfortable with, or learn something in specific. And then someone comes in and says, well, you know what? Have you considered doing this? Or someone might even be very blatant and direct in the way they give their opinion or feedback, because I'm seeing someone coming in and saying, well, it's pretty obvious that it's because of this. Like, what I was just reminded of was the story, the princess and the pea. And I know this is not exactly how the story goes, but what came to mind is, there's someone who's sleeping on a mattress on their bed, and for weeks now they haven't been able to get restful sleep, and they wonder why. Like, what is going on? Why can't I sleep well? But they don't consider to sleep anywhere else. They keep sleeping on their mattress, on their bed, and they don't consider that there is something wrong with their mattress or the bed. And then someone comes along and looks at the mattress and sees that it's all lumpy, or that there's springs popping out, and they're like, well, duh, look at the state of your mattress. It's all old and lumpy and stiff. It's hurting your back. That's why you can't get comfortable. That's why you can't fall asleep and stay asleep. That's why your body is aching all over. Just like the princess who couldn't get comfortable because there was a pea, the vegetable, underneath all the mattresses. Yeah, so that could be the case for a lot of you guys. So this Virgo season, it's about an opportunity for breakthroughs, for growth, for like seeing solutions, finding solutions, working through challenges, improving upon a skill, bettering a skill, improving something that you are working on, because I'm definitely seeing improvement. So this season you might be trying something out recommended by another, or something someone says might open your eyes to something that will then encourage you, inspire you to make some kind of shift, change, adjustment, do something different. And then this will lead to some major breakthrough, because I am seeing something like skyrocketing. Like you just make a slight adjustment and it makes everything better. Like you move 10 steps ahead. Now I'm being reminded of like a bolt that was loose, a screw that was loose. For the longest time you were trying to figure out why the machine that you've been working on doesn't work, and then someone tells you, well, this because the bolt is loose, and then you tighten it, and then the machine turns on and it works perfectly, almost like by magic. So that could be the case for a lot of you. And if it happens to be the case that you are finding yourself being quite bored with something that you're doing, working on, learning more about is not so stimulating, then I feel like this lack of stimulation in this area, in this thing, it's going to inspire you to either consider or actually partake in a new hobby or a new interest, or resuming an old hobby of yours. It's reminding me of when I was working as a receptionist, and there was moments in which I had a lot of free time because there was not much to do. I had already attended to all of my duties, and I resumed writing. I used to write as a hobby, as a pastime, but then I stopped because I felt uninspired, or because life got pretty busy. And in that moment, in that time where things were slowing down, or where I found myself needing to be somewhere, but with a lot of free time, ideas started coming up. I felt inspired to write again. So that could be the case for some of you. You could be resuming an old hobby, or finding a new interest, taking on something new on your spare time. And it seems like if that's the case, you're making a lot of progress when it comes to that. So like in my situation, in my example, like maybe a story that I started in the past but didn't end because I experienced like a writer's block. When I was getting bored working at my job, I could have completed that story or made a lot of progress when it came to it. Yeah, so that could be the case for some of you. Also, some of you could be teachers, tutors, and it seems like this season there could be some students that you're gonna find a bit like challenging to teach them, and you might face a bit of challenges, especially when it comes to your students, because you might see or experience a lack of engagement from your students, your class, or this could even be like an audience. If you do have an audience, have a public presence, and that's going to cause you to reevaluate maybe the way that you teach your lessons. Be like, why is it that my students are engaging with this as much, or my audience doesn't find this as engaging? What is going on? And that could make you kind of take a step back and look at your work, at your approach, your methods objectively, and see if, maybe it is time to like upgrade things, update things, make adjustments, revamp, and so forth. So some of you could be upgrading something that you're doing, working on. And again, I see that after you doing this or choosing to take a different approach, you are going to experience some kind of breakthrough. And let me pull out another card. And then we have the Magician to clarify. So the Magician in the upright with resourcefulness, manifestation, and make things happen. Yes, it seems like you're making things happen this Virgo season. And the Magician makes me think of someone who is a leader, someone who's taking a leadership role, taking matters into their own hands. So I don't see you sitting back and letting things happen, letting something not work. I see you taking action. I see you doing what is in your hands to improve upon something, to find a solution. Therefore, with the Magician, I do see you finding solutions, better ways, alternative ways that work for you or work for this situation to improve it, to better it. Resourcefulness is also making me think of being resourceful, using your resources, what you got, to improve upon something, to create something. The Magician also makes me think of creating. So some of you could be creating something new. The Magician also makes me think of a creator. So some of you could, like I said, be taking on a creative hobby, a creative pursuit. Some of you could be working more on a craft and a skill. The Magician indicates someone who has mastered their skill through practice, consistency, dedication. And oftentimes that's what the Three of Coins indicates and represents, like skillfulness, practicing a skill, improving upon it. So I do see you bettering at something, at a skill, or maybe growing your skill set, taking in a new skill. Because the other thing that was coming with the Three of Coins is that with this Virgo season, some of you might be testing new skills or needing to take on new skills. And with the Magician, I see that being the case, and you kind of getting a handle of this or getting better at something, as mentioned previously. And the Magician makes me think of someone who delves into the divination arts or who has rituals, has their own way of doing things. So you may find a new technique, or you could be taking on a craft, bettering a craft, if not a skill. And the Magician makes me think of a desire to grow, a desire to explore, a desire to experiment. So after this energy, the Three of Coins in the reverse, some of you could experience this desire to challenge yourself in a healthy way, to see where else you could try new things, where else you can make adjustments, where else maybe you could challenge yourself to look at things from a new perspective, a different perspective, think more openly, think outside of the box, and so forth. I like this because so far for all of the groups, there's been a similar theme of kind of making way for something new, for something better, for upgrades, for a leveling up. And I do feel that to be the case with you guys. And remember, the Magician is the number one major arcana of the deck. The number one speaks of new beginnings. The number one also speaks of assertion and leadership. So I didn't mention, for those of you who tend to be quite passive, don't communicate as much, the Magician is letting me know that you're taking charge. You're being more assertive, or there is an opportunity. An opportunity is allowing for you to be more assertive. Practice being more assertive. Some of you could be tattoo artists, or you could be taking classes, courses on that. Or if you have been interested in that, you could be actively pursuing it full on, like full time, or in your spare time this Virgo season. Some of you could own a tattoo parlor, tattoo shop. And you can be making adjustments there. And I see things going pretty well in terms of that. Or if you have a business, I feel like after you maybe make adjustments, or maybe it's even at your job, your work, that you've been feeling pretty bored, and maybe it is not because of the job, the work itself, but it's more so in the way that you're approaching it. Maybe the style of it is no longer resonating with you, and so if you make changes that might help with you feeling once again engaged or excited about your work, your business. Yeah, because the Magician is making me think of someone who is quite excited with what it is that they're doing. They feel quite passionate and connected to their work, their occupation, their profession, their craft, or whatever it is that they are studying or learning more about in the moment. So I see that being the case at some point during Virgo season. But after, facing these challenges, that I do see you taking head on and making use of it. Yeah, that's what resourcefulness is all about. Working with what you got, making use of the challenges to grow. Some of you could also be taking to manifesting resources, money, more work, for example, or opportunities to make money. And if that is the case, whatever it is that you're doing to manifest, to attract, if it's like rituals, spell work, or affirmations, it is going to work. So you will be seeing outcomes, positive outcomes out of this. And if it is the case that you are not seeing eye to eye with another or with more than one person, the Magician is letting me know that there is going to be a common ground at some point. There will be resolution, or things will get resolved. You will be able to work things out. Although I will say this might be a little bit confusing, yet you will know if this is meant for you or not, because if there is an opportunity to work alone, for you to request to do something on your own, to not work with another, like let's say you are a student and you are working on a team project, or you have to work with a partner, it could be that maybe you start the project together, but there could be a section of the project that you find you can request to work on it alone, or to do your own version of it, give your own interpretation of something. And if that is permitted, yeah, I do see you doing that or taking that route. But that was just an example to paint you a picture of how this might work in a specific situation that does apply. But whatever your situation might be, I do see you working at some point with another or with a group of people. There will be some kind of teamwork or collaboration, or needing to be a team player at one point. And by the way, the Magician is associated with the zodiac sign Aries. Yeah, just putting it out there in case it is of relevance or significance for some of you. But now I'm just going to give you a close-up of these two cards. If you like, take a moment to just observe the details in the illustrations, meditate on them, and see if anything comes up for you. Because if anything does, then that could be a message that you have channeled intuitively for yourself based on these two cards. Okay? But these are all the messages that I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought you some guidance, some clarities, that it was of help. If you enjoyed the reading, if you liked it, then please leave a like or a comment. If you feel like there's anyone that you know that might benefit from listening to any of the messages from this reading, then do share this video with them. And if you are new to my channel and you wish to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I also offer personal readings, so if you're interested in that, all the information is in my website, and the link to my website can be found in the description box down below. But thank you so much for being here, and I also want to give a thanks to Spirit, who assisted me with delivering these messages to you, so thank you, Spirit. And I am wishing you and your loved ones a wonderful Virgo season, and until the next moment, bye bye.